Did someone say evolutions? Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. We have a fake booster box of Pokemon Evolutions today, and I couldn't be more excited. These boxes take so long to get here from Singapore or Sri Lanka, China, wherever you're ordering these fake booster boxes from, that I have been waiting for so long and eagerly anticipating the arrival of this box. So I'm going to tear right into it. But right off the bat, if we're looking for signs that this is a fake box, I mean, look at the plastic wrap right here. It's missing the Pokeballs that you would expect to see if this product was real. It's obviously a fake. It cost me $30. It came from China. It took 2 months to get here. But I have a feeling that sometimes these boxes make it over here and they do end up tricking people. But this one feels good. This one feels heavy, a lot better than the last one I opened. The cardboard feels solid. It's not flimsy. The printing is done really well, but look at the side here. The side here is a dead giveaway, and it's a giveaway that you see in a lot of these boxes. The packs aren't oriented correctly. They should be oriented side by side, 2 rows to the front. And if you ever see a box like this, a modern box, that isn't side by side, 2 rows to the front, that is a dead giveaway, that you more than likely have a fake box, not just like a repack or a reseal, just an outright fake. But everything else about this box really looks great. Look at this Raichu on the side. The printing is phenomenal. The colors are clear and crisp. All the words on the back look right. A lot of time and attention has been paid to make this box look and feel right. You know, maybe not to the trained eye. They're not trying to necessarily get one over on me or you. But if somebody is new to the hobby and doesn't know what they're looking for, all they know is that they're looking for a box of XY Evolutions and they want to get in on the hot product. And oh my gosh, I found this box and it's coming from China for $30. Holy cow, I found the steal of the century. Those are the people that they're trying to trick. But the price of these fake boxes has been going really high lately, and that's been concerning to somebody like me because the price has a way of legitimizing the product by default. Somebody might see the price of one of these fake boxes on eBay. They used to be going for like $30. And so somebody like I would see this and say $30 for an Evolutions box that's coming from Sri Lanka or China. Okay, obviously we have a fake here, but now they're going for like $200-300. And so now that worries me that people are going to go on eBay and see a $300 box of Evolutions. Well, maybe I'm willing to overlook the fact that it's coming from China because it's $300 and they're not going to charge me $300 for a booster box. But before we get into the details, I do have my stamp here as always. So I want to put your mind at ease. These cards are not going to be escaping my environment here into the wild. I'm going to stamp every card. I don't care what comes out of these packs. As always, an energy, a trainer, no matter what, common, uncommon, rare, everything gets a stamp. Nothing is going to get into some poor kid's collection and he's going to think that, or she is going to think that they have this fantastic card that's worth $1 million. Every card that comes out of these packs is going to have a stamp. So don't worry. And by that same note, if you ever see a Pokemon card in the wild, maybe at your local card store with a snowflake cut out of it, you can say to the card guy, hey, that's one of Clay's cards. That's a fake card. It's a collector's item. Clay, with over 400, subscribers to his YouTube channel. He's practically a Pokemon celebrity now. So, but these packs look great. They really do. And I could see being fooled by maybe somebody selling a single pack on eBay. It's been a while since I've looked at the Evolutions pack, so I'm not entirely sure if these crimps are perfect, but they look good. They look professional. They look like something that I would expect a professional company to turn out. As in the past, the die cuts on the very top, that jagged line looks a little aggressive. I don't remember how they did it back in the Evolutions time, but nowadays the die cut jagged little pyramid line on the top there is a lot more condensed. There's many more of those little jagged lines. But as always, the cards are flimsy, they're shiny, and it's to be expected. To be honest with you, I was kind of hoping that I was going to be able to get like really high quality cards. I want to see a booster box drop like really high quality fake cards. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm always hoping for, to buy one of these booster boxes and get like dang near perfect replicas out of it. But I don't think that will ever happen. And I don't think that will ever happen because the money for these companies is not in perfectly replicating the cards. Let me explain. When they sell these fake booster boxes, their money has already been made. Or maybe they open the fake booster boxes and sell the packs as fakes. Their money has already been made. This is another example. You got the shiny card. So they don't really care as much about the details on the card because they're not in it to destroy the singles market. They're not really in it to make really high quality single cards. They don't care. Once you've opened the pack and you're like, hey, this is fake, chances are their eBay accounts are already shut down. They're gone. They took the money and ran. Now, if they're on an eBay account and they're representing themselves as selling real product, you will be able to get your money back from eBay. If you open a claim, eBay will refund you. But I guess the bigger issue is that eBay won't get that money back. Somebody's going to get screwed. It's not going to be the people selling the fakes. It's not going to be you, but it's going to be eBay. And that translates somewhere. You know, it might not be you getting screwed today, but it will be you getting screwed tomorrow because eBay's going to raise their fees to sellers because, you know, they're a business too. They can't afford to keep getting screwed on all these fake products. So they're going to raise their fees to sellers, which in turn means sellers are going to have to raise their fees to you. So it's kind of a vicious cycle. And believe me, I don't really enjoy supporting the proxy or the counterfeit Pokemon industry. But I do think it's important as somebody being a dealer, somebody selling Pokemon cards, that I stay up to date on what's going on in that world. I need to be able to look at these cards and feel these cards and see if they're advancing the way that they're doing this, see what the new techniques are, if they're getting better, if they're getting worse. What am I looking for? Because I don't want to be in the position of buying somebody's collection and then selling it to another person and, you know, not having enough information along the way to have spotted the fakes and sold that fake off to an unsuspecting customer. I don't want to be that person. Usually this, to me, manifests by way of packs because cards are usually pretty easy to spot in the wild, but fake packs are another story. It's pretty easy to replicate a pack of cards. As you could see with these Evolutions packs in the background. I mean, when I was just talking about quality, look at this Nidoking. This is supposed to be a holo, and instead you just have a field of stars in the background. So that's going to be a pretty obvious red flag. But the packs themselves are very easy to replicate. And if a forger wanted to pass off a pack of cards to somebody like me or another customer, it's fairly easy to get their hands on a real copy of an Evolutions pack and perfectly mimic that pack. The printing has already been done. The artwork, the color correction, all the stuff on the pack is perfect. All they really need to do to almost sell like a completely legitimate pack is to perfect the heat sealing on the top, the crimping, and the die cut stamping of the edge on the very top of the pack. We just pulled the Charizard here. That's supposed to be a holo. It's kind of interesting because if these companies did a little bit more research and spent a little bit more time, they would probably realize that the very highly sought after cards are not necessarily these big full art cards in the back. It's those WotC reprints in the middle, like the Nidoking and the Mewtwo and the Charizard. Those are the cards that people like. Not that they don't like all of the cards, but speaking for myself, I guess those are the cards that I like. It is fun opening Evolutions, though. You get to see all of these old cards from my childhood, from maybe your childhood. Maybe you're a little bit younger and you're new to the Pokemon card collecting world and you haven't seen these cards before. And this is your first opportunity to open and go through all of these cards that your older brother or hopefully not your father. Oh, don't make me feel that old, but older people in your life have talked about. See how flimsy these cards are? They just have the telltale signs of forgeries. But Evolutions was a fun set for that reason. Here's another example of the field of stars in the background instead of the hollow. But these fake booster box openings are a lot of fun for me, and I hope you're enjoying them too. They're very highly anticipated videos for me. I do enjoy this, and I wanted, at one point, my goal was to do every single set that I could possibly get my hands on in fake sets, but it's looking less and less like that's going to be an option for me in the future. Like I said, the prices on these fake boxes are going sky high, almost to the point of not making a lot of sense. I looked earlier today before I started this video, and a box of fake XY Evolutions was going for $200 to $300, almost half of what a real box would go for. That's not a price that I would ever pay. Maybe if someday my YouTube channel was bringing in enough money where I could take that money and then use it to buy the fake boxes. Even then, I'm not entirely sure that that would be something that I would do. I'm not usually as fast and loose with such large amounts of money. But I do have some boxes stored, some fake boxes for future recordings. Hopefully the price will come back down. I don't know if this is a function of the virus or if this is just people manipulating the market. They saw an opening. They saw there is a demand for these fake products. So they're like, hey, we're going to make our money when we have the opportunity. And I understand that mindset. It's just kind of throwing a little bit of a stick in the spokes as far as my videos go. But look at the colors on these cards. They do look really good. Honestly, they look great. And I could even see taking these cards, putting them in a card sleeve or a deck protector and playing with them. If you really, really wanted to get your hands on these cards, put them in a deck protector to play with and play with them. You know, they're not great. They are flimsy. There are issues like this where it's not a hollow. But it sure beats spending $800 on a box of cards to maybe not get what you're looking for or buy singles. And people have asked in the past, like, should I buy a fake box of cards? Is it fun? Do you think I should do it? And I think you should. It's hard for me to go out and say, yes, support the counterfeit industry. I understand that argument from it, and I don't really want to support the counterfeit industry. But I will say this. If you plan on buying a box of fake cards, I'm not going to stop you, but please be responsible like I am when I open my fake cards. Destroy the cards. Don't buy a box of fake cards and let it sit around. Don't run the risk that you are going to forget about that box of fake cards and try to sell it as a box of real cards one day. Open it immediately. Open the packs immediately. Have your fun. Search the packs. Look for the cards, and then destroy them. Cut them in half. Stamp them. Make it so that they are never going to be able to be sold on the secondary market, and make it so that nobody is going to be taken advantage of by these cards. That's all I really ask. That's all I really tell people when they say like, hey, that looks like fun. Should I give it a shot? So yeah, it's definitely something that you can think about. Just remember that you might be unintentionally propping up the counterfeit industry. If you look at the printing on this Ghastly, it looks pretty phenomenal. It has that telltale glossy side. I mean, it's practically a mirror. And something that I've noticed too on a lot of these fakes is the die cut, the centering is way off. And do you see these two little print dots here in the dark blue strip around the edge of the card? I have noticed that on a lot of counterfeit cards, you will get, let me see if I can get my camera to focus here. You will get these print dots in and around this general area. And I even see a third one on the upper right-hand corner of the card too. It's just something that I've noticed as a bit of a pattern. It happened in the last box too. And the last box and this box came from two different vendors. Now, I don't know if these vendors are just trading companies and they are getting their product, they're sourcing their product from the same manufacturer. That's a possibility. So it could just be a manufacturer error that's common across multiple products. But the print dots were visible on this set and the last set, which were two different sets. And I think it's something to look out for. If you're unsure about your card, is it fake? Look at this mirror shine. I could hang these up on the wall and look at my pretty face in them. But, I like to look for patterns like this. And if you see something like the print dots, it's important for me to call them out because I want to add that knowledge to the Pokemon community as a whole. So we're all kind of working from the same base of knowledge in the same direction, weeding out problems like counterfeits and fake cards. Evolutions was such a hot product though, and it is interesting to see that in the recent past, the price has come back down quite a bit. At its hottest, it was like north of $1,000. I think it was probably flirting with $1,200, which is quite a substantial increase in the last several months. Now, I looked recently and the product is the sealed XY Evolutions booster box is closer to the $800 mark, which is a bit more reasonable for such an old product that's been out of print for a while. Still quite high, yes, but more reasonable. I think we can all agree that that's more reasonable than $1,200. Obviously, if you bought an XY Evolutions box for $1,200, you might not agree with that statement, but I think the rest of us feel that it's getting closer to being more reasonable. XY Evolutions wasn't a huge set for me. There wasn't a big draw. The one thing, as we can see in this card, the one thing that I thought Evolutions had that was really cool was that, like on this card, you see the letters swiping across the Charizard. Those are in Japanese. And on the Japanese variant of that card, the letters are in English, which I thought was a pretty cool little idea. And maybe even a collectible thing, a collectible idea for you that maybe you could go after. Displaying the English and Japanese variants side by side, one with the Japanese swoosh on the card and the other with the English. I thought that was pretty interesting. But as we draw down here in the box, we're getting closer and closer to the end. Now is the time that I will take to make my sappy statements that I love to make in my videos. Today is a beautiful day, everybody. I don't care if you're watching this video when it comes out. It's May right now. I don't care if you're watching this video in the middle of the winter. It's -20 outside. Your leaky windows are blowing cold air in on you. It doesn't matter. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful time to be alive. We all have struggles. We all have things that we have to conquer in our daily lives. Maybe it's leaky, cold windows in the middle of January. Maybe it's August and it's super hot outside. But take advantage of the day. You have to live every day to its fullest. I know these are cliche boomer things, and these aren't things that you've never heard before in your life, but they're things that I tell myself. They're things that I tell my wife, my kids, anybody who will listen. We've all been through things in our lives, and we can appreciate the idea that time is fleeting. Life goes by quicker than you'll ever realize. And, just don't take it for granted. That's my message. That's my message to the world. Don't take it for granted. Also, it's never been a better time to be in the Pokemon hobby. Yes, I know prices are up and down. It's hard to know what to buy, when to buy it. And I will grant that things are a little bit hectic, but man, is it a lot of fun. There's a lot of eyes on the Pokemon hobby. There's a lot of attention being paid to it. And that's a lot of fun. For somebody who grew up with trading cards, Pokemon cards, with sports cards, it's fun to be an adult and to have this world be reinvigorated, to have new life breathed into it. I've appreciated Pokemon cards for a long time, but it's fun that there's so much energy back into the hobby. So we're getting down to our last 2 packs here, and this has not disappointed as far as I'm concerned. I was really looking forward. This is actually the first time I've ever opened an XY Evolutions booster box, unfortunately and fortunately. So it was a lot of fun. It was everything that I expected and was hoping for. I've seen all of these cards in the past. I've been a dealer of, I've sold these cards and bought these cards, but I've never opened an entire XY Evolutions booster box. So it was a lot of fun. Just some final notes. These cards are susceptible to the same issues that all fakes that I have noticed are susceptible to. They're very flimsy. They're very weak. No matter how good the printing is, you still have issues like the glossiness of the card. That keeps coming back. It's a reoccurring problem that they haven't seemed to fix yet. So it's a telltale sign that I would look for, the glossiness, the bendability of the card. it's a floppy card. It's very flaccid. This is a very flaccid card. I just remembered that word, so I'm going to use it a lot right now because it's got kind of weird connotations. It's a very flaccid card. Let me grab a real Pokemon card so I can do a side-by-side comparison and show you how flaccid a fake Pokemon card is. Yes, I'm going to say the word flaccid about 20 more times. You see, the real Pokemon card is not nearly as flaccid. It's more rigid. It doesn't bend as easily as the fake one on the left here. It just folds right up into a flaccid U as soon as it possibly can. And when you bend them back, the Pokemon card, it retains some of that bend where the real one snaps back. Now you can see a bit of the blue core being reflected here in the camera on the right in the real Pokemon card, whereas in the fake one on the left, you can't really see the blue core. It's hard to see on a camera, yes, but you can, to the trained eye, see a little bit of that blue core. So, but yes, it's just a very important point. The fake ones are very flaccid. And so, if you're worried about the legitimacy of your card, check how flaccid it is. Okay, everybody, that's going to be it for today. That's enough talk flaccid. I want to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed to my channel recently, all the new people who have begun watching my videos, liking the videos, the people in the comment section. You guys have been really great. It's been a lot of fun. So now we get to the part of the video where I shut up and I kick some chill beats into your ear holes while we sit back and relax. You kick your feet up, you take it easy, and we just hang while I stamp some cards. So thanks for watching my video. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. And as always, I will catch you later.